Hey, look, I don't know who started it, but this is not my fight. The price of gas done sent me over the edge. 7 days ago, it was not $4.29. They're going up on rent in these ragged ass apartments that they don't want to fix. Charges you extra money for poison. Food in the grocery store. Between gas, utilities, and food, I'm spent. I'm done. I'm going off the grid. Period. About to find me a big country man that know how to fish and hunt. I know how to plant food. I wanted to be grown so bad when I was young. I wanted to be grown so bad, bitch. If I knew it was like this.
Shalom. Like to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Wakakodash. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to our sincere Akim, pushing this word out across the four corners of the world. And as you just saw from this previous video, the so-called black woman, she's feeling that pressure that the Most High is putting upon his vessel of dishonor, Esau Edom. That squeeze, hence inflation, prices going up on gas, rent, food, utilities. And notice she stated, this isn't my fight. So when things was going all smooth within this society, you had that strong, I don't need a man, independent type of spirit upon you. But now things are not going as comfortable or convenient as you want it to be. Now this is not your fight. But you can blame your foremother Eve for that. As it says in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 25th chapter, of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So you can blame that on your foremother Eve, of her trusting into that serpent, referring to the spirit Esau Edom, which was a subtle, cunning man in the garden. And let's get there right quick in Genesis 3:13. And the Lord power said unto the woman, referring to Eve, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And you look up that word serpent, goes into a subtle, sly, treacherous person. And that's that wicked, vile spirit of Esau Edom. And he beguiled Eve by his trickery, by his charm. He was running game to her, and he sold her a dream. Hence, in today's time, you have feminism, women's liberation, women's empowerment, which really was an illusion that these women really think that they have some type of power. And in some sense, within the society, as you see, they really do. Because that's a prophecy, as it says in Jeremiah the 31st chapter, how the Most High was going to create a new thing in the earth, how a woman should compass a man, mean to go around. And that's why in today's time, these modern women are held on a high pedestal. They are worshipped as a god. And that divine blessing goes all the way back into the garden, as we're reading right here. So, and the Lord power said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, meaning that he tricked me, he deceived me, and I did eat. And what did she eat? The philosophy of that devil. Like I stated, feminism, women's lib, freedom, independence, and the list goes on. So now the Most High is allowing Esau to put a squeeze upon his place, where you are witnessing things are becoming more expensive in today's time. So that strong, independent spirit that's coming from these modern women, it's not what's up in today's time. Because it's not comfortable, it's not convenient, and it's not suitable for your particular moment of glory. So as it says in Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, referring to the Holy Scriptures, and read, no one of these should fail, meaning the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And we are definitely in those times within the biblical prophecies, how you're witnessing through the spirit that relationship between the serpent and Eve is dissolving. That dynamic duo is becoming to an end. The Most High is breaking it up, which leads me to Isaiah 28:15. Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death. And this is referring to 2/3 of our people. And like different brothers always say through the spirit, a big portion of the 2/3 is going to be these women. Because think about it, it's more women on this earth. So when Esau started putting more restrictions upon this society, and things starting to become more harder, more uncomfortable, a lot of these modern women, especially the so-called women of our nation, are going to realize that they have made a covenant or a binding agreement with death. And that's referring to by making that promise or that covenant with Esau Edom. Because at the end of the day, you made that covenant or that binding agreement with that serpent, going right back into that subtle, sly, treacherous person. He's never to be trusted. As it says in Sirach, the 12th chapter, never trust thy enemy. So it says, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we in agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, meaning our protection, our shelter, our safe haven. And that's by trusting to your main arch biblical enemy, according to the Holy Scriptures. And under falsehood have we hid ourselves. So by making that covenant with death, that's referring to the son of perdition, the man of sin, Esau Edom. Let's back that up with the book of Psalm 58:4. Their poison, referring to the tabernacle of Edom, going into their philosophies, their doctrines, their ideologies, which are all against the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua via the Holy Scriptures. So their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stopped at her ear. And that's the same poison or philosophy or ideology that Eve ate in the garden. She was beguiled by that serpent, by his charm. He was running game upon her. It was sounding good to her. So she consumed it spiritually. And that's why these women are in their position in today's time. Hence, feminism. And the so-called women of our nation, especially the so-called black women, has taken that position to a new higher level. And not knowing that the serpent did that because that was a way getting back to us, the Israelite man. So in order to get to the Israelite man, he had to go to the woman first, because the woman is the weaker vessel. And she fell for that game, that philosophy, that poison. Again, as it says, the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her, we all die. So I will give that woman some type of props. She's even aware that we are eating poison, referring to the food. But at the same time, you can see that she was still prideful, because she stated that she need a big country man to take care of her. But what really can she bring to the table when all hell breaks loose within the society? The economic collapse, martial law, that survival of the fittest attitude within the atmosphere. She only stated that she can plant. But as you can see, it was still that modern woman pride, because she did state she would need those men to fill out applications, like she's the prize. And like she's going to sort out who's the best fit for her. So she still has that pride there. And why? Because this society is still functioning on a so-called normal level. But wait when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua really tap into the spirit of Esau Edom, beginning with the heads of them, and they really start pushing those drastic, severe measures upon the people. And it's really going to start taking a major effect upon these powerful, so-called independent, strong women. And we are definitely within those times of an economic collapse, because the heads of Esau Edom keep pushing out about this great reset. And that takes me to the book of Isaiah, chapter 4:1. And in that day, and that's referring to these end times, the end of the end times. We are definitely approaching the very end of this so-called white man's rulership. And when this so-called white man's rulership dissolves, that relationship between him and Eve, referring to these women, especially the so-called women of our nation, is going to break apart as well. And we are slowly seeing that relationship starting to dissolve. So in that day, 7 women, and that's referring to as completion. It could be 70, it could be 100, it could be 700, you know? So as it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, and that's referring to a spiritual Israelite man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, referring to the hopeful elect. And that's why it's stated in Malachi 3:17, in that day when I make up my jewels. And that goes into that valued possession. And that's how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua look at his hopeful elect men. Those are the most high value men within the society. Not how much you have within your bank account, your so-called social status, or any type of materialistic things that you possess. It's all within the spirit, how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has chosen that particular hopeful elect member to be his chosen, to be his valued possession, to be his precious jewels. So as you heard from the beginning of this video, Eve, she was talking about she was looking for a big country man that knows how to hunt, fish, somebody that knows how to do all these essential things in the times of survival. But to her ignorance, it's going to be more to it than just knowing how to hunt, fish, because the times that we are coming to, pursuant to Daniel 12:1, the times of Jacob's trouble, as it says, a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to the same time. So we are about to experience a time frame that this world has never experienced before. And this is going to be more of a spiritual battle than just knowing how to hunt, fish, knowing how to get off the grid and to be able to survive. You're going to have to be connected to a divine power. And that's referring to having that right connection with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So in that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's how a lot of these women are going to be running to the hopefully elect men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua in these crazy, drastic times that we are nearly approaching. That's when the elect men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua are going to have the right to choose and pick who they want. And being more in that spirit of, how are you going to add more to my situation or what I have going on instead of being a liability? And in that day, you're not going to hear these women vocalize how they don't need a man, or you cannot tell them what to do. They're independent, they're strong, they can do it by themselves. All their prideful talk is going to be out the window, because they're going to be seeking for a high value man, and that's only referring to the hopeful elect of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Which leads me to Micah 7:10. Then she, referring to the Israelite woman, especially the ones of our women who have a spiritual connection to this place, who loves how the ways of this world are currently running. Hence feminism, which is nothing but idolatry. So then she, that is my enemy, should see it. And what are these prideful modern women are going to see? The glory that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to raise up his hopeful elect men, those same ones who got downtrodden, that got downplayed within the society, but into the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, he look at those particular individuals as his precious jewels. So anything that's precious is high value. So how much more of an hopeful elect man in that day of time? And it says, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes should behold her. Now should she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So dealing with the global supply chain issues, as you can see that the heads of Esau, Edom, they are really serious about pushing this great reset. And by that, it's going to be a bit squeeze upon this society, where it's going to take a major effect upon all our livelihoods here. But especially the ones of our people who are not looking forward to a situation like this, who are going to be caught off guard, especially these modern women. So concerning this squeeze, it's not cute anymore about being strong, independent, or I can do that by myself mentality anymore. These women are becoming more desperate and more afraid. And really, we haven't seen nothing yet. So expect more and more women like this coming out to the forefront on their social media pages or outlets and vocalizing about how they want a man and how that independent lifestyle is not beneficial for them, especially in these upcoming uncomfortable times. So as you can see through the spirit, an elect man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua will be necessary in that day. So our brothers out, you all was edified, you all stay strong, keep pushing forward. Shalom.
I'm to find me a big country man, baby, and go to the woods and just start over. Like, cause I'm not paying no more bills. I don't give a y'all not finna stress me out. This is not my fight. I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. This ain't for me. I don't need none of this. Baby, play me some make me some chilling, and I'm gonna be a bush person. Like, I'm dead ass. This ain't for me. So all applications is going out for the big country men that know how to fish and hunt. You can shoot a gun, holla at me.